Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'll be sharing with you 3 beliefs that if you change will increase the probabilities of you attracting a relationship. So as I say in almost all my videos, we don't always attract that which we want, but we always attract a reflection of who we are being. Now part of who we are being has to do with the beliefs that we have about who we are. Those beliefs color the perception, they color the lens through which we see the world, and in order for us to really change ourselves, we must do it from the inside out to get the reflection that we prefer. Now, the first belief I have for you has to do with believing that you are not 100% whole and complete. Now, I know I've talked about this before, but this is really one of the most powerful ones that if we start to embody, will make it so that we see the reflection that we want and that we end up then attracting the person that we want in our life. Now realize that we are getting a reflection of who we are being. If we are being someone that doesn't feel whole and complete, what we are then doing is capping out our emotions, and then through what is called the law of state transference, it's almost like as we go out into the world, because we're not feeling gratitude for who we are, we're not feeling whole and complete, other people are picking up on that feeling that we have about ourselves, and they are then also feeling that too. So it's a contagious feeling. How you feel about yourself is projected out to other people. So the importance of this is knowing that we must start to feel whole and complete already, and we must start to value ourselves. Now, this can mean developing a powerful relationship with ourselves. The most important relationship you will ever have is with yourself, and when you make that something that is strong, what'll happen is other people will pick up on that, and it's a very contagious type energy. So in order to change this, in order to do this, the most important thing that you can do is start to value yourself. Start to change your perspective about who you are and the way you see yourself. Change your self-image. Maybe things that you thought were things that were negatives, start to neutralize those negative things. So for example, if you view it maybe as like, you know, just to put it on a superficial level, if you have a freckle on your face or whatever it is, like a mole, instead of seeing that as something that holds you back or something that makes you view you in not such a good light, start to see it as just unique, or it's just something that's a characteristic that makes you, and it's, you know, it's not just who you are, but it's something that just adds to the uniqueness of who you are. You see, when we reframe things that were negative, we're then more likely to feel gratitude for who we are, and we let go of the resistance that didn't need to be there in the first place. So start to view yourself and know that you are unique. Take the things that you think are negative, start to neutralize them, meaning they're not good or bad, they just are. Or you can look at them and actually appreciate them. Look at the things you're passionate about, the things that you're good at. Look and really start to get to the core of who you are, and start to realize that other people are at a deeper level a reflection of you. You are able to then start to relate to yourself in this way, and when you know that you can feel love for who you are, you'll then see it in more people. You'll start to look for those qualities in other people. So having this level of awareness and really changing the subconscious belief that we're conditioned to believe growing up when we watch movies that are all about someone finding the other half to who they are. They're not happy in the beginning of the movie being single, and then they find that person, and at the end of the movie they live happily ever after. Believing in that the premise that we are not whole and complete is what will keep creating more and more the feeling of not being enough. Think of it like you can fill your cup and that when your cup is full, you then have some to give to other people. But if you come with a half a full cup, what happens is you'll never really feel whole and complete even in the relationship, especially when that relationship doesn't give you what it gave in the beginning. So start to appreciate who you are. Start to just simply know that you are whole and complete, that as you let go of the premise and the condition believing that you need someone else to completely fulfill who you are, you will start to feel that within. So the second belief to change to attract the relationship that we want has to do with believing that the past will equal the future. So maybe you've always attracted a kind of guy that took advantage of you, or that really didn't feel the same way about you as you felt about him, or many different scenarios. But when you start to think that that's just the kind of person that you attract, then what'll happen is you hold yourself in a sort of holding power. Now realize that we are attracting situations in our life depending upon which situations and which characteristics have a certain charge. Now, a charge means that we either think positively about some circumstance or we think negatively about some circumstance. And that is what a charge is. So if we once again neutralize that charge by learning from past experiences, we get that out of our energy, we get it out of our conscious, like the way that we think, and we're more likely to then have a clean slate. So for example, if you've noticed you always attract a kind of guy that just does this, realize and get to the core of why that happens. Start to learn from the situations you've been in. Start to look at the past and see that there were certain times that similar patterns came up over and over again. And the moment you become aware of that pattern is the moment you start to actually take your power back, because you're bringing the subconscious into the conscious. And the idea behind this is then to forgive any part of yourself that you feels like could have done better. Forgive other people for things that they've done for you, because as you forgive, you're letting go of the negative charge. If you don't forgive and you hold a grudge, you will continue to create that over and over again simply because there is a charge, even if it is a negative charge. So how do you forgive someone? The most powerful way to forgive someone else is with the realization that people will always make decisions on their own rational thought, meaning that whatever they did, they completely rationalized it at some level or they wouldn't have done it. And when you start to see it from their point of view, you don't have to necessarily agree with it, but you can simply allow it to be and realize that that's how they rationalize, that's how they think. When you get to that point, that can really change your life. That can really allow you to let go of a lot of negative baggage and allow you to then be who you prefer to be. So forgive other people, look at the past, be grateful for what you learned from it, really learn from it, let go of the negative charges, and as you let go of them, you're more likely to have a clean slate so that you attract who you want based upon that state of being. Now, the third belief to change to attract the relationship that you want has to do with knowing that you have the power to change your own state of being to be who you prefer to be. So many times there's this belief that says that there's nothing I can do about it. This is just who I am. Begin to look at those blanket statements of thinking that you have no power to change who you're being in the present moment. Now have this simple awareness. Most of what we think, and we think on average about 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, that of those 60 to 70,000 thoughts, 90% of them are recycled from the day before, which means that we're continuously thinking the same things over and over again. We're acting in a similar way. We're spiking the same type of emotions. We're doing the same type of behaviors. And the key to getting out of this self-limiting trap is to start to be more spontaneous. It's starting to do things that we haven't done before. So to attract who you prefer to be and to attract someone based on that, start to do new things. Start to get out of your own bubble. You create the same thing over and over again when you're acting acting and being the same person that you've always been. You can let go of all those limiting beliefs. You can let go of all those habitual mind patterns by simply trying new things. In neuroscience, they say that when you start to do new things and you get into the unknown, which the unknown is just trying new things where you don't know the outcome, that's where amazing things begin to happen. Because when you do the same things you've always done, there's predictable results that come from that, and you're not creating from that new place. So start to realize that you have the ability to choose in the present moment who you prefer to be. You can get out of any victim mentality by simply realizing that you are who you choose to be. You do not have to be who you've always been, and the simple way to get out of that is to have that realization and to start taking action by doing new things. Start to maybe do yoga if you've never done it. Start to meet new people by acting on the passions that you have that maybe you haven't done before. Maybe start to go out into more social events. Whatever it is, start to say yes more often, and as you get into the unknown, you're more likely to attract someone based on that new state of being. So, with that being said, remember, all you have to do is realize that you are already enough by having the awareness that your cup is already full, that you can generate your state from within, that secondly, the past does not have to equal the future as long as you learn from past circumstances, as long as you reframe the negative ones, you forgive the people that may have done you wrong, and thirdly, just know that as long as you continue to be who you prefer to be and to try new things will begin to happen. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste. Alright, bye.